On any given night in this country, 1 in 200 people don't have a place they call home. Across Australia, that translates to more than 100,000 people on the streets because of job loss, family violence, breakdown, drugs, alcohol, mental illness, or combinations thereof. So what role does food have in a life of such uncertainty and vulnerability?
I've been on the streets now for probably about 4 years. The worst part about living on the streets is like the culture you get involved with, like a lot of drugs around you, alcohol, you always see people getting bashed or this or that, or even getting bashed yourself. You know, if you got any money on you, you worry about getting knocked over for that. Just the whole situation of being on the streets is not a good place to be. You know, I had a few things that happened all at once, and it sort of basically screwed me up, I suppose, emotionally, mentally, everything, and my life sort of took a nosedive.
Everyone deserves music, sweet music.
But let's begin in our towns and cities.
I was down the street amongst small laneways and I got a whiff of pancake and thought I was having a brain aneurysm. My name's John. I became homeless after being a workplace accident victim. And I followed the stand up here and couldn't believe that people would care enough to cook pancakes for homeless people. I thought that was something that was in my past.
For people like John, fresh food, cooked and shared, is like manna from heaven. Why choose soup and pancakes? Why those over any other food you could make?
Because, as John said before, pancakes are associated to family. The program is completely run by volunteers and funded by our volunteers. So we all make a small $5 donation weekly, and that's how it runs.
You know that you're doing a good thing, you know, despite everyone else's reaction to you. So, yeah, I always feel good about it.
Yeah. Thanks for you got it? Thanks for the food and
I love the big umbrella because it covers everyone.
Toasted baguette, we've got some bocconcini, some pastrami, fresh salad. It brings everyone together. Ciabatta, and it gives everyone, it brings happiness.
The pancakes that have John so excited are just part of the menu offered by Big Umbrella. It's an NGO that works to support youth and children affected by human rights abuses and homelessness.
Get more out of it than you will put into it. I mean, they read the scientists and the psychotherapists and everybody saying that these days you don't have to be religious to actually preach it, that you're going to be rewarded in heaven for what you're doing. No, we're saying you're going to be rewarded on this side of the grave. Because you will, what? And you'll also learn from people that you're feeding or you're trying to reassure they're part of the community. You'll start to realise that you yourselves are part of the community. See? You learn more on the street than you teach. So it's essential partnership. And I commend it.
These guys gave me a lifeline, and they've given me a few more opportunities as I've gone along. And you know, I mean, talking to school kids, you know, even though it's talking about something negative, it's actually a positive for me, because it's opening their eyes to what the real world's really all about. But I'm not some low-life piece of shit. You know, a lot of people sort of put you in that category. You know, I'm a person first, regardless of how I live, how I got here, and all the rest of it. You know? And you know, what people think of me and all that thing never worries me.
Again, how your life can turn upside down is that, you know, it can happen so quick, just a blink of an eye, and all of a sudden, I actually got a job interview tomorrow, which is helpful. Well, the person holding this camera actually helped me. So if it wasn't for these guys, don't know where I'll be, honestly.
You have to take care of the people who don't have the power to take care of themselves. You have to represent them in halls that they sometimes are not represented in. Because if you don't do that, you're not really on a life mission that is worthwhile.
We are quickly becoming a global neural network. The power of a correct idea in this interconnected age spreads so quickly.
Now, a problem can be considered, thought about, crowdsourced, and shared by not just the people who have already thought about a problem, but people who have never thought about the problem. People who may provide, when they think about the problem, a breakthrough insight.
The youth of today, I think, is the most compassionate generation yet to walk the earth.
It's something I've always wanted to do, to help someone in need.
Probably one person can't help that much, but I like to think you can, and I like to think that you're able to develop on the skills that I already have and you can help everyone around you.
The cost of learning, the cost of participation has gotten so cheap, get to the point where just anybody in any community is empowered to learn, design, create, and participate.
This is just brilliant. It is something that is going to be of great use, amazing education for our kids.
It will allow everybody to feel a sense of both ownership and responsibility to each other and to the rest of the world.
My name is Helen Karagunis and I'm a teacher at Noble Park Secondary College. Been here for just under 20 years.
My perspective as a teacher, to see the kids really step up to the plate and develop their ideas with all the different business sides of things, strategic planning, marketing, so they can really actually go back to school now and get these programs up and running to get some good events.
Students will get a sense of belonging to something bigger than their own family or their own circle of friends.